what the state should do. Because, and let's go to some other basics. There are specific functions of money and currency. Money has four specific functions. First, it is a means of exchange which allows the exchange of goods and services and requires that it be universally accepted within a specific economy and that it has to be stable. It acts in the present to exchange things, but it has to be stable towards the future. Secondly, it is a unit of value so that we can determine the relative values between a loaf of bread, a house, and a car. We need to know that it also acts in the present and it must have stability. Third, it is an instrument of saving. What does saving mean? I work today, I accumulate my work for future use. So I saved $5,000 today and then I spend them during the summer on my holidays, doing nothing. Why? Because I'm spending the work from the past. And the fourth is that it should be an instrument promoting economic activity, economic expansion. In other words, everything is ready to go. You have workers ready to work, cement companies ready to give cement, steel companies ready to give steel. You need to build a road, but you don't have the money. Okay, the state must finance that so that the money is available to make things happen. And that means that it will be paid with future work. In other words, with future tolls and taxes and so forth. Most states have leverage only over the first three, but not the fourth of these functions. In other words, the state can determine that currency is a means of exchange, it is a unit of value, it is an instrument of saving, but when it comes to economic expansion, credit, that is left to the private bankers. That is part of our predicament nowadays. The United States is a very special case because in the United States, the Federal Reserve itself is a private organization whose shareholders are more than 95% the private banks themselves. That's why in the United States you cannot audit the Fed. That's why in the United States you have no other option than a Federal Reserve that will issue trillions upon trillions of dollars in order to bail out the people that actually own the Federal Reserve Bank. Your Goldman Sachs, your AIGs, your Merrill Lynch's, your Citicorps, your JP Morgans, and the European banks. Like a snake biting its own tail, the whole system closes upon itself. An old Chinese emperor from the 9th century once said, and he understood about these things, "Let farmers gather wheat, let bakers bake bread, let the merchants sell and distribute bread throughout the realm, let the warriors defend the country, but issuing money is delegated to no one. Only I, the emperor, shall do that." A very shrewd Chinese emperor who understood the power of issuing currency. Because you see, money is to the economy what blood is to the human body. A person must have the right blood in the right amount at the right blood pressure. It must harmoniously throb through the entire body at the right speed and at the right rhythm. It must contain the right nutrients. If blood pressure is too high or too low, if blood is poisoned, the person gets sick and even dies. If there's too much blood, the person dies. If there's too little blood, the person dies. So blood is to the human body what money is to the real economy. There is a parallel there. Our financial system today is totally out of proportion. It has been poisoned by usury, by speculation, by parasitic operations, by inflation, by improper amounts, rhythms, temperatures. So the first thing that a sovereign state must do in a second republic is bring back health to the economy by ensuring a healthy, strong monetary and banking system that is subordinated to the interest of the common good and not placed above it, usurping a place that it should never have. The state can issue and withdraw money according to the needs of the real economy. It does not have to charge interest. It does not have to do any profiteering. That is not the function of the state. Why should that be outsourced to banks, to private banks? That is the key question. I ask you now to go on to video number 3, which speaks on rejecting the debt-based economic system. Hello, Agent Salbuchi once again.